Some big college football news kind of shocked the world today. Montana and North Dakota State are playing right now, and in midway through the third quarter, Bob Stitt punted on fourth down. How do you react to that news?
He what?
He
I don't know. Depends where the ball was. Who's winning, anyways?
I think North Dakota State by a touchdown right now.
Yeah. Well, good for them. Try not to punt. There's a sense of failure if you punt.
Out of these quarterbacks, what has Luke really improved on since last season? Obviously, a guy who spent so much time in the film room probably knew the offense very well. What other things has he been able to work on?
Polish, checks good, familiar with his personnel.
Do you think some of his film room work has rubbed off on Peyton?
I think so. I think it gives a good example to watch.
Does Peyton have the same work ethic you think Luke does? It's always been something that Luke's got a lot of praise for.
Luke's a tough act to follow. Peyton works hard too, though, and you can see it, because he's a much improved player and does a lot of really good things.
Coach, I know there's a lot of things that go into it, but what sort of factors do you look at when naming a starting quarterback?
Really just who runs the unit the best. It's about as simple as that.
Do you kind of go into it with no regard for what happened in the past, just kind of looking at this fall camp, or do you take into account stuff from last year?
No, you just go into fall camp and tee them up and even them up and go.
Once obviously they're always competing, but once someone does kind of assume that starting role, does it become harder for the other person just because you want to have some continuity at the position?
Maybe reps get limited.
As far as naming starters, not just a quarterback, but all the positions, do you have some special way of telling someone? I'm sure it's a big moment for those kids, knowing that they're going to get their first start. How do you tell them?
You just tell them. Usually they're pretty aware based on practice. They have a pretty good sense of it just based on how practice is going.
I thought it was very interesting in the past. I've read how when you implement a new play, you always take one out, so it's always the same. They always have to kind of learn the same amount of plays. How much changeover do you think there is going to be in this year from last year's offense?
There'll be a little. We've reduced some. We've reduced more than we've added. So yeah, there's some.
Did you feel like there were too many last year, or is that just how it?
Just pinpointed plays around sets and situations and things like that. Just didn't really trim plays. Trimmed as many ways that limited how many ways we do them.
So fewer formations, perhaps.
Well, instead of running a play out of 6 formations, we might run them out of 3 or something like that.
I see.
Are you guys still going to be as under center as much as we saw in the past offseason?
Well, yeah, maybe we'll see.
As far as the air quality, how do you avoid that being a distraction for your team, not knowing which place you're going to practice at and things like that?
Just be ready to go. Just go. Focus during football time.
And have you gotten any update at all as far as what's happening a week from now, or is it still plans to same as always?
You of all people who live 8 miles from here, that's a foolish question. I mean, do you know what it's going to be tomorrow? I mean, you don't know any better than I do. How the hell should I know? So, it's good yesterday, it's bad today. It's great on Thursday. I mean, how do I know?
Because of that uncertainty, if they talk about when a contingency plan would have to be set in motion just so that fans and people like that
I don't know on that. They're working on that. I don't know on that. And I certainly don't know what the air quality will be. So.